Okay, here we are on Durian. So, see those magma chunks falling? Yeah, they will hurt you a lot. But with the solar shield, we have nothing to worry about from them. Those monkeys at the top there are actually made of metal. So, Robo Donkey Kong has actually never appeared in an actual game. The Dolphin Lou. He was one who was mentioned as one of Lisa's friends. Hey, somebody help me! Yep, I'm trying to do a dolphin. That sounded more like a goat. But we cannot actually hurt these monkeys directly without the Zantetsu sword, which we won't have for a while. But we're going to get an item that allows us to hurt them indirectly. And it's really cool, too, once we get it. But if you remember from the from when we spoke to Lisa back in Area 1, or World 1, the chief of the village talked about her friends. You had the village chief, Turbo the dog, Lou the dolphin, and a couple more. Nice little bit of lag there, courtesy of so much on the screen. Oh yeah, there is Metal DK in Smash. Good point. And it looks like we released another guard. Now, if I remember correctly, those portals actually lead to the jail where Lou is, or Lue if you want to go that route. And that reminds me. I read a hilarious tweet the other day. It took I think it was the FBI or someone like 2 years, 2 years to decipher the lyrics to Louie Louie, but the Copyright Office had the lyrics since the beginning. So even though I try not to get political in these Let's Plays, there's the government in action for you. Okay, we've released all the dancers. So hopefully there'll be Final Fantasy IV quality style dancing when we get back to them. I actually started at Final Fantasy IV the After Years, the Steam version, and I don't know if I'm going to LP that or the version that's on the complete collection on PSP when I do that. Because I will be doing FF4 and the After Years. I'll probably do FF4 PSP and After Years on Steam. I'm gonna play through the Steam version first, just to make sure it has all the same content. Because the Steam version is actually based on the iOS version, which cut out most of the final dungeon. But I want to make sure that was brought back or so for the Steam version. And I cannot reach you, but I think these birds will let me do that. Yeah, these birds. You brought the birds here. You're evil. Not a video game reference, but hey, if you've seen Hitchcock the Birds, it's one of the classic lines. Oh. Yet more layers bring forth more layers. Now you may have noticed, even though the falling magma rocks can't hurt me, I can still get hit by the little flame jets that erupt if they just appear outside of the solar shield, and I hit them, walk into them before they disappear. So small window, but still possible to get hurt. And we go. Okay, am I freeing somebody good? Time to read the chat. I like it. I like PSP, but it's a matter of opinion. Sprites versus models. Definitely. I enjoyed every version of the After Years so far, and they've been different enough based on the graphics and how the WiiWare version and the PSP version progressed differently. That I felt it enjoyable both times. And so the Steam version should hopefully be fun too. Really, the only thing that's Final Fantasy IV I could not recommend is the interlude, but you can do that in a couple of hours. So a strange bottle, that is the item that will allow you to keep your gems if you die, and they are not infinite. There are only about 3 in the game, so if you have one equipped when you die, you'll lose it. More birds. These guys know how to aim. Definitely the most annoying enemies in here. No! I'm getting bubbled and winded at the same time here. Thankfully, you don't have to deal with a whole lot. Missed. Boy, go me. Now, I don't think the ice armor will protect you from this. Double check and not get killed at the same time here. Oh, jeez, no, equip the defense bracelet, jeez. I'm killing these birds first. There we go. Okay. I'm actually going to try something. So I don't know if the ice armor will protect. No. There. I don't know if it'll protect from this magma. It does not. But look how much damage that did. So I'm going to keep the herb equipped. And just keep going. So there's the metal monkeys, which we cannot hurt yet. Can I get these guys in one go, though? The light arrow doesn't quite reach up there. Yeah, stun him. Worry about these ones over here. Excellent. So we'll have to come back and kill those metal ones later. And please be something that heals me. So, another dolphin. Lou, I'm coming! Now, if you've never played Final Fantasy, it's not blasphemy, it's just something you're missing out on. Of course, it was Final Fantasy IV that got me into the series. And, of course, Final Fantasy VI is my all-time favorite game. But I would definitely recommend playing the Super NES versions because they are, in my opinion, the epitome of what Final Fantasy is. And other Final Fantasy games have been good, but haven't quite captured the series as well. And that's a strong monkey. He was able to throw the rocks that rolled upward along the volcano. Fortunately, we are about at the top. And we want to equip the mermaid tears. And I'm equipped. Okay, there we go. Poured out the mermaid tears. I was afraid I was going to get hit if I walked any further. That's an interesting sound effect. Sounds more like a heartbeat. But with that, the volcano has stopped. And I'm going to keep an herb equipped just to be safe. Got a couple more monster layers to seal up. I actually don't know where yours was. Over there. Okay. Cannot do anything about those metal monkeys just yet, but in the next island we will be able to kill them indirectly. One of the coolest items in the game. As for this, the critical sword. Excellent. That weapon is at the top. So it defeats monsters at once. It's basically the way of saying it can instantly kill. Has a chance of instantly killing a monster. Yeah, Shin Megami Tensei for me is hit and miss. Eric's saying he's played Shin Megami Tensei, which a lot of people haven't played for their fair of JRPGs. Yeah, Shin Megami Tensei is hit or miss for me. I enjoyed Persona 3 and 4, and of course Persona Q, but that's half Etrian Odyssey. I could not get into the mainstream Shin Megami Tensei games. I want to get into Devil Survivor, but again, it's just the main reason I have a hard time getting into it is I hate alignment value games. Kind of ever since Ogre Battle 64, where I got the worst ending and really had no idea it was based on your alignment at the time. I thought to myself, I just wasted 30 hours playing through this game. And so I really don't like alignment systems in that, yeah, you can play through the whole game, spend hours and hours of grinding, and you don't get a good ending because you're not properly aligned. And actually, when I played through Record of Agarest War last year, I followed an alignment guide to the letter to make sure I would get the true ending. Because that's a long game. So, a little bit of healing. We should be fine to get back to the palace without needing to heal. Especially since most of the monsters on the seabed are already dead. And back along here. I did pretty good. I thought I was going to end up having to use an herb. We're about at 40 minutes. Let's go ahead and take the shortcut back. Yeah, alignments are good for replay value if you want to play through the game that many times. If it's a really hard one like Nocturne, oh man. Yeah, we'll go ahead and continue. And so we're 40 minutes in and still about 2 areas left. So I think the stream's going to be closer to an hour 20. Open a passage for you, travel up the seabed to reach the island of Rain Blester. Gesundheit. Hey, that was the first slab we ran into, too. Let's go ahead and see what's opened up around town. I don't know if we can talk to Louie, or Lou, or whatever you want to call it. So 3 of my students came back. I was going to show you our dance. I think it will be more fun if you join us. I will show you the easiest dance. Just move like they do. So, yeah, you just kind of walk back and forth. Definitely not Final Fantasy IV quality. Definitely lacking the music. Service is the name of my friend the dolphin. Okay, I guess that was the one who was freeing Lou. Have you seen the Queen of the Mermaids? No, I haven't. Okay, wait. This is a secret. The Queen looks like this. Okay, so she's a mermaid with a crown on her head. She always sits like this. She looks so mean. Lou the dolphin has been captured. Please save him. Well, thankfully, it looks like Service already did. And I was right, that portal did lead to this prison. My name is Lou. I used to live with the inventor, Dr. Leo. The blue stone I received from him is a strange jewel. It attracts anyone who looks at it and then changes their personality. If that person has... Wait, this is a dolphin. If that person has a good mind, they will become a great person. If they have an evil mind, they will become a bad person. One day the Queen found the jewel and took it. She placed me in prison. Please save the Queen and get the blue stone back. I know this ring will help. Please take it. So the Thunder Ring. That's the item I was talking about. So, if you touch a lightning pyramid, lightning will strike. We will need that in the next area. Lou told me many things about the Queen. I don't think she was a bad person. She was attracted to the jewel. And we're going to need that ring in the next area. Let's go ahead and... How did you get here? Through the portal. See? Right there in front of you. And there's a portal to the prison on the other side, so I think I would have... obviously come through the portal on the other side. Oh, wrong button. Stand on my nose. Oh, just wait, and he'll push you across to this previously inaccessible area. Even though you're technically not standing on his nose, you're standing in front of his nose. But the Big Pearl. What does that do? A beautiful pearl that can be found in Coral Reef, and I accidentally equipped it. There we go. Oh. That doesn't look right, but no further comment. We can finally get to this area, too. What do you have to say, ma'am? I'll give you the Magic Flare. Magic Flare is useful against monsters, and you may notice it is misspelled. Because monsters that fly in have a large amount of hit points. You know which monsters I'm referring to, right? Well, thankfully she gave it to you without having to answer. But the Magic Flare will follow your soul orb as it rotates around you and just create mini explosions that just travel around in that same circle. Can I talk to you? This used to be the Queen's palace. I'm the Queen's maid. Now the Queen's mermaid maid, okay? Then again, I think there's maid mermaid fan art out there. It's not hard to look. Yeah, some of my favorite characters are mermaids. Of course, I mentioned Disney's Little Mermaid being one of my favorite films. That's because Ariel is one of the first Disney heroines who actually has a sense of independence. And Wakasagi Hime from Toho 14 is really cool, too. Even though she's a Stage 1 boss, she's become pretty popular just because... Well, she's different. People have taken a shining to her because they never really expected a mermaid in Toho. And I think we got everything we can for now. So on to the next island. I paused there because that was actually be a pretty good spot to cut the video in two when I edit. It'll depend on how long this part goes. But this is the final island before the boss. So it won't be exactly half, but another area. So nine monster layers. And I kind of like that because you have more than just that central area connecting everywhere else. Just to give an indication of, yeah, the ocean can be pretty dang big. And even though the critical sword has a chance of one-shotting enemies, don't count on it to do so very often. Those urchins have a ton of HP. They'd be the most useful for that to happen against. Didn't happen. We released another angelfish. Gotta remember that they're there because... I only remembered about that other one because he told you to come talk to him. Make sure everything is cleared out in this area before moving on to Blester. And yep, this just pushes you around. And come on, jellyfish. Yeah, in actuality, going back to having grown up on the island, people were legitimately, for good reason, more afraid of jellyfish than sharks. It's a lot easier to accidentally come in contact with a jellyfish, and unless you aggravate a shark, it will leave you alone. In fact, like some sharks, you can just walk over and touch, and of course, so long as it's not feeling threatened, it won't attack you. But yeah, jellyfish and accidentally stepping on sharks that were resting on the seabed were the biggest, most common injuries out there from snorkeling and scuba diving. But for whatever reason, I developed my fear of crabs. But then again, that actually came from a nightmare I had as a kid, long before we moved out to the island, and I can still remember it too. So it's just one of those things that was implanted at the beginning and never really went away. But in terms of crabs, a lot of them really aren't that much of a problem. They'll pinch you if you aggress on them, and they're acting in self-defense. But they won't walk up and pinch you, because of course they're more scared of you than you are of them. But the one exception is coconut crabs. Those things can take off fingers. And I am so glad I never ran into one out on the island the whole time I lived out there. Yeah, getting scared of jellyfish is legitimate. There are some that aren't too dangerous, but the box jellyfish off Australia, and then again, most everything in Australia will kill you. Yeah, box jellyfish are some of those venomous creatures in the world. And I'm trying to think of what isn't in Australia that's something the most dangerous. Another mermaid, complete with house. Which Toho games have you played, Eric? He's asking for suggestions on which one he should play next. Because people who watch this later cannot see the chat. I'll give him a moment to answer on that one. Oh, hey, I actually one-shotted him. I don't think I can get to any more monster layers on this side. Now, in all honesty, if I don't get all the monster layers on screen, I'm probably going to finish them off screen. Just because not all of them, when we don't have to backtrack, not all of them are that important. But again, just most for the experience. Okay, 7 and 9, Perfect Cherry Blossom and Phantasmagoria Flower Review. I actually started with Toho 8, Imperishable Night, and that one still has my favorite cast of the series. I'd also recommend 12. And I have actually not played through 14 yet, but I also enjoyed 13. And if you do play the PC98 ones, number 5 is the best of those. 3 and 5 actually. And there are some fan remakes of number 2 which I really enjoyed. Story of Eastern Wind is probably the better remake. And I've actually been waiting for an English patch of 14, but that never came out. But actually 14 has been officially released in the US, but not translated into English. Now you may notice those little pyramids right there. Well, that's exactly what we have the Thunder Ring for, and I'm gonna wait until the right moment to showcase that. Yeah, actually 5 was easier than 6 in my opinion. I was able to beat 5 on the first try. 5 is really fun. With 4 playable characters, one of the most epic final boss fights in the series, because the final boss fight in 5 is really the only one where you can see just what your actions are causing. And I'm not going to spoil it now, but in the final boss fight on 5, pay attention to the background and what's going on. Pac-Man rocks are back. And they're actually a little hard to spot the difference because of the rain. That's still not too bad. So long as the screen isn't moving. There's one right here. Eight remains my favorite. I enjoyed 9 and 10. 11 is probably my least favorite. Either 11 or 6. 7's high up there. And I'm gonna have to... Oh, excuse me. Yep, open that up. And, okay, what are we waiting for? Oh, more birds! Birds and fish. You'd think they wouldn't be the most annoying enemies in the area, but they are. Would you die already? Yes, get out of my way. And don't spawn on me! Ah! There we go. Yet another mermaid. Yeah, we've officially released the Walmart greeters of the palace. Yeah, 7 and 9 have really good art. I'd say 12 probably has the best drawn characters from Zun himself. Well, 14 is pretty good too. 15 has kind of gone downhill a little bit. The demo of that was released just last weekend, and I haven't played it yet. But the playables in that are Reimu, Marissa, Sanai, and Raisin. And actually, Sanai cut her hair. I don't know what to think of Sanai with short hair. She looks better with long. But that's just me. But in terms of official art, Toho has some of the worst. Just because Zun is a great programmer, a great musician, he sucks as an artist, though. Yeah, 13 is really good. 13 is also interesting because it's one of the recent ones where you can have different endings based on your actions. Another dolphin, and you're too late to save Lou. So each character has 3 different endings. And it has high replay value. But the thing about 13 is the final boss theme is kind of meh unless you're actually fighting the final boss right then and there. When you're actually playing the game, it works as one of the best final boss themes in the game. I just found that interesting because when I first heard it listening to the soundtrack, I thought, oh, is this ever going to get started? But when actually playing the game, it became one of my favorites. Now we can close this layer. And, of course, if you've not played the fighting games yet, they are really good, too. And the latest fighting game is actually 14.5. Okay, we have some of these pyramids again. We can finally put them to use. So, see these metal monkeys? We can't hurt them. They're just going to come at us. But, equip the Thunder Ring. Come up here. And you actually have to slash. So you have lightning from God coming out to take these enemies out for you. One of the coolest accessories in the game. Okay, I did not actually have to touch. Did not actually have to slash. But that is the only way to kill these metal enemies without the Zantetsu sword. You do not get the Zantetsu sword until Area 5. Yeah, Korvac mentioned the Tohovania games. Those are really good, but also really, really hard. They are harder than the classic Castlevania games. So there's our 4th mermaid statue. That should open the path to the boss. I will open the passage for you. Return to me. And I will definitely not cut the video where I thought I was going to. It's only been 10 minutes since then. And speaking of Castlevania, there's yet another game reference for this video. I've lost count of how many we've talked about. Oh, these guys have dropped all subtlety, just come at me at once. And how many layers are left? Excellent, last one. Monuments on the side are lightning pyramids. If you wear the Thunder Ring and touch them, the Master will send you down lightning to destroy the monsters. Would you like to return to the Seabed Palace? Well, I have no reason to be back here. Let's go back. Alright, good luck. I will open the passage for you. Go northwest along the seabed and you'll find a ghost ship. And that ghost ship is the boss of the area. Kind of a mood whiplash with how calm the music is compared to what we were going through. The coral reef hides many dangerous monsters. Make sure to use magic there. And yeah, the coral reef is the final area before the boss. And I'm trying to remember who all we need to talk to at this point. We have a dreaming dolphin. Don't forget that dream rod. Dolphin with the dream rod. Can't go along there, but I used to live here. I am trying to remember something, but I cannot. When I close my eyes, I see something like a ball, shiny and black. So, shiny and black, eh? Well, Big Pearl's not quite black, but... Oh, wait. Okay, let's try and talk to him in the dream again with the Big Pearl equipped. Yeah, and if you've not played Mega Mari, Eric mentioned that in the chat. It is a Mega Man. Is it a Toho Mega Man clone? It is really good, but also super, super hard. Yep, that pearl! Yes, I was going to present that pearl! This is the Coral Reef. I've missed this place. So, with him out of the way, we can open the path. And it just takes us back. So, whoever thought we would need a pearl inside of a dream? We're done with the Thunder Ring. Go back to the Shield Ring. Hey, didn't I meet you in my dream? Yeah, and you had a much different voice in your dream, too. There was another angelfish. I don't remember where it was. And I think we should actually have the strength bracelet at this point, or be very close to getting it, because it makes the next boss that much easier. So I'm going to double check and talk to everybody I can. Coral Reef is home to the dolphins. The pearls made in the reef are their treasure. Well, we already gave him one. Have you been hurt? Oh, thank you. Free healing? That's too bad Walmart greeters in real life can't do that. Oh, there you are. I didn't know the world underwater looked different and from the world above. Well, thank you for that completely pointless statement. You're supposed to help me out here. And we have the second mermaid maid as well. Can we speak to you? Hello, I have some medical herbs made from seaweed. Would you like one? I already have one, thank you though. See, that's the kind of help I'm talking about. Yeah, in Mega Mario, you can play as two different characters, and they're fairly different. I saw the queen when I was dreaming. She looked very sad. It was somewhere near a sunken ship. Please save the queen! That's the name of a sword! Well, we already spoken about Final Fantasy, so that doesn't count as a new reference. I'm the best jumper, I'll show you! Ah, come on. Oh, okay, I was gonna say Mario could beat you, but... yeah, you do have a legitimate claim to that title. Unfortunately, you're still of no help. Let's go ahead and save and head on to the ghost ship. So, we're looking at another 15 minutes or so for the video. Yes, I wish to continue. Can't you have any different words of encouragement? Because if you say the same thing over again, it gets kind of robotic. Okay, I already spoke to you. But that's legitimate advice. Again, growing up on the island, when playing baseball or soccer or whatever, we were not allowed to slide because there was so much coral embedded in the ground there that it was very easy to get a coral infection if you cut yourself. So if we had to cut ourselves, we had to make sure we disinfected it thoroughly. And I won't tell you about the worst injury I received out there. But, you know, I won't go into details, but it's basically a small cut on my toe. But it ended up being a lot worse than it should have been for any normal small cut. Thanks to the coral. It did not get infected, but it was not pretty. No, that's durian. I'm going the wrong way. Oh well, all the challenges of Let's Playing is playing the game well and commenting at the same time. And of course, for streaming, you have to keep an eye on the chat when there are actually viewers. Thank you guys for tuning in, by the way. The commentary on this video has been much better than the last one, simply because there have been people to talk to. So we have the seabed. We're back in the coral. Here, this is kind of the coral reef. It's more like a jungle. And I'm just going to let these guys come to me and hack them. I wanted that big one. Most of the layers in here will just open up new paths. And honestly, it reminds me of the garden area of Angkor Wat in Illusion of Gaia. And a free treasure. Oh, the power bracelet. That's what I'm talking about. If I can push the right button, I'll equip it. So your attack power doubles. This makes mincemeat of the boss. Now, you do have to worry about dying, of course, but there are a couple of safe spots. If I remember correctly, I'll show those off. And this is basically the left half side of the pre-Blester area. And look at that. We took that urchin down in 3 hits, and that was not an instant kill. So the strength bracelet is arguably the best accessory in the game. Now, I need to use my words here and say, if it's not the best, it's the second best, with the best being the item that allows you to use magic without expending any gems. And it's really situational, because you're going to be doing a lot of sword fighting. And of course, you're going to be fighting mostly bosses. There's just one layer in the secret cave. Oh, you're supposed to come to the left. Oh well, I can still hit you in the back. Do the Batman offhand backhand, sword style. That was easy. Ooh, lots of treasure. Emblem D, there's the second of the 8 Master's Emblems, which does give you that accessory. Nothing inside. And another medical herb. So if you're not geared up for the boss, that's all you need right there, along with the strength bracelet. But yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine about how some games start off really hard and then get easier as you progress. The bosses on this are a good case of that, because with the second one, by then you have the defense bracelet and have some better armor. For pretty much all the others, you will have the strength bracelet. Yeah, so long as you have at least one herb and are not that stupid about your actions, you can play the boss fights offensively or defensively as much as you want. And they do get somewhat easier. So, another dolphin. So we have the angelfish and the dolphin to talk to at the end. And I'm going to do this off screen, but that pass that was in that little boy's secret club in Grass Valley, I think I can get it. I'm gonna check that off screen and then show it on screen if I'm able to. I'm pretty sure I can't get it until I can kill the monster enemies in the painting. But again, I could be wrong. And unfortunately, my mind has lost the context of the conversation in the chat. Toho13 finished downloading for Eric, and then he mentioned Zelda 2. If you're talking about really hard games, yes, that's a good example. Zelda 2 being a definite example of the backwards difficulty curve. Thank you for reminding me of my own topic. Of course, Zelda 2 is really hard all the way through, but it is hardest at the beginning. Okay, we're finally ready for the boss. Yes, I wish to continue. And a couple of urchins. I mean, look how fast we kill those things now. That is so beautiful. Climb this rope. Now, at the start of the Ghost ship, it's actually better to equip the defense bracelet, because we have to climb across the ship to get to the actual boss. I actually forgot about that until right before we stepped in. And what is that chest? Oh, 1 gem. Yep. Of course the game's going to show you. Now, once we get up to the top, we're going to have to swing around on this portion first. Past the helm. Okay, we are at the boss. Switch to the strength bracelet. Come up here to this gray panel. And you will be safe at a lot of spots. And I'm not safe right there. Okay, so I do have to watch out for the boss as it backs up. As long as I don't get cocky. I've said that once already. There we go. Hit that thing. We're just doing a ton of damage to the boss. We should take it out in one or two more cycles. Yep, I just tanked that. And don't die to the hand while that thing's disappearing. That is entirely possible to happen. Oh, with the boss defeated, we are going to release the Queen. And we destroyed that statue in the process. Queen! A beautiful voice came from inside the palace. I am the Mermaid Queen. I know not who you are, but thank you for releasing me. Please return to the palace. That wasn't much of a beautiful voice. Sorry, guys. I kind of do that for the cocky, stuck-up female characters. And I need to get another herb. I'll need to do that before I talk to the Queen. And then again, you guys stuck after I started singing earlier, so couldn't have been that bad. And the game is merciful enough to heal you completely after boss, in case you should somehow die before getting back to the palace. Which, if you die to those urchins, that's kind of sad. That angelfish was new, wasn't he? Small crick. Well, I don't know if we ran into that or not. And by the way, Crick is a Utah accent thing, so that's how I say it. Were you the new dolphin? No, you're not. I already. The new dolphin was in the northwest house here, and the herbs are in the northeast. So. Okay, what do you have to say? Oh, another dreaming one. See, that's a nice thing. The Dream Rod gets plenty of use throughout the entire game. So we're back on the ghost ship. So if you can hear the conversation of a father and son. Daddy, how many days have passed since the ship sank? I'm too hungry and cannot travel any further. And we should be underwater, shouldn't we? Because I said the boat sank. Service, my son. Some people believe that human life does not end at death. They believe that they will be born into a new life, lives they feel are everlasting. And can I even talk to these guys? Oh, I hear some voices. Maybe the master's calling me. Oh, we got he's calling Torgo. Someone's calling me. What is that? I just put one gem in a treasure chest. I hope someone will find it. Yeah, I kind of robbed you. Sorry. I always have the same dream. Isn't that strange? Oh, going back to the reincarnation theme of the series. Makes perfect sense. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for when you do stream Touhou 13, Eric. I think I mentioned in the chat, he gave it a quick try out, and he'll probably stream it. So, yes, I would like an herb. I love the free town music so much in the game, I don't like talking over it. Okay, we found the queen, and hey, we know what she looks like thanks to that other one. Okay, I have heard about you from Lou. You are the one who saved me. Everything started when I saw the jewel that Lou had. One glance at the blue stone caused desire and hatred to overwhelm me. Right after that, the creatures disappeared, and the monsters took over. Maybe because we let bad feelings dominate us, we created the monsters ourselves. I'll give you the blue stone. Please travel to other regions and release all creatures. So with that, we are done with the seabed of St. Elles until we can come back and kill those metal monkeys on Durian. Let's go ahead and check out what we can expect from the next area. Let's go ahead and move out. So we actually move up. This area is called the Mountain of Souls, so a snow-capped peak in front of the Aurora Borealis. Pretty cool looking if you ask me. Now with that done, go ahead and save with this red background behind us. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Gunarm Dyne. Call me Dyne. If life is giving you a hard day, never be afraid to eat your pudding and fork. You guys take care and have a good weekend.